First of all, I just want to say thank you, God. I start my video saying that because it's important to be thankful for what I can be thankful for. There's not a lot good things happening to me. It's just like in slow motion, seeing yourself just fading away. And it's a very slow process, but you can tell it's happening. As a Tiger Angel, I'm recognizing that. And I can just feel myself just wasting away and losing myself. But, you know, we're all gonna end up dying. Death comes to all of us. So I'm not fearful of death. If anything, I'm glad that as I'm living, I could live a life of dignity of some sort. Not dignity because I live in wealth or whatnot, but dignity because I saw what kind of clownery I could have been if maybe I was in the same realm of these clowns. Which, you know, I'm just thankful because a lot of these perps I deal with are just very childish. The maturity of these clowns are amazing. But it's okay, you know. It kind of helps you put things back in perspective. You have to be thankful because as a Tiger individual, you'll know that there's a bunch of clowns and dummies and people who are just live life, just try to torment others, which is a pathetic life. We're all gonna die. Imagine your life is just to make people just agitated and angry, and this is a life that's easy to live because this is a governmental program. This governmental entities, I should say, are contracting a lot of this childish like individual, and they're tasked to act this way. They're basically supposed to push people into insanity, but utilizing very, very advanced technology. And so it's a very facilitated, diabolical thing you can do to people. That's why anybody can be doing this. You know, it's not like when you go to war and you put your life at risk and you get shot at and this and that. No. In the comfort of somebody's home, these people can destroy you. It is the most facilitated evilness that you can imagine. And you can tell, but because who participate in that is like, oh my gosh. Some of the most fragile like individual like can get involved, and you understand that, oh my gosh, it's really that easy to be involved in that and do these things. So when I say I'm thankful, I'm like, what if I was one of them? Because you see, all kind of people can participate. All kind of people. It's not really the creme de la creme here. You can, from a CEO of a company to some childlike man-child next-door neighbor participate in that. Anybody. From actually children participate in that. All kind of clownery. And then you realize, okay, this program is so advanced. It's in such level of advancement that whoever participate in that really don't need to be impressive at all. This program is so well designed for what it's supposed to be designed to do, which is push people into insanity, that it doesn't take much to implement this kind of mental breakdown of people. It doesn't take much. And you realize, you're like, oh my gosh, because what's happening to me is my brain is being destroyed. And even in the destruction of my brain and my sanity, you can still tell how pathetic these people are. I'm like, oh my gosh, this technology is this advanced. Look who's this clown tried to convince me it's this stupidity. You realize, like, man, they are truly have this technology so advanced that they can do so much to you that even these clowns can really, it's like this is a done deal. It kind of shows you the reality of things when you see, okay, if these clowns in there can participate, it's over. But what I'm saying I'm thankful for is like, what if I was one of these clowns? Because I would be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna win this. Because that's what they do with me. I'm a target individual who deal V2K in synthetic telepathy. So I hear them interacting with me. And you can hear some of this child. And for me, for some reason, a lot of these perps sound like they're just like very immature when I'm here. And even if they're not immature, let's just say, even if they don't sound immature, they say things that are on the level of immaturity that's at a childish level. And you're like, this grown man just say this dumbness of things in my brain. And it's clearly they do that to agitate you. So it makes sense that they will contract somebody who's already like at a very low level of maturity to help in the breaking of somebody, because it's perfect. This is ideal, actually, if anything. Because actually it's better. There's no self-esteem here. There's people that have no self-respect. There really are clowns like that in real life. So utilizing that kind of people makes a lot of sense. But I'm so thankful that this is not me, because it seems like a lot of people can partake in this. But the craziest part is how this purpose really make, for me, they do the same things that a lot of target individual, and you'll see a video that I just posted, and you show, first of all target individual wear a body cam. Wear a body cam. Then review the body cam, because in your mind how things are played, and when you see that in real time, you get it. You're like, my gosh, this is truly things that attack your mind. You see this perps in this theatrical behavior that are so obvious, and you understand so obviously what is their purpose. It is so gaslighting, but in such an exaggerated theatrical way that when you look at the video, you're like, oh my gosh, clearly they're doing something in that level to theatrical make you accept try to convince you into this stupidity. And they don't even know what they look like doing it. They don't even know what they look like. They don't know what they look like when they try to convince you that they're not doing what they're supposed to, what they usually do to target individual. With me, this is what they try to do. They are manipulating my brain, like a lot of target individual, the same way, in these tormenting ways. In this program, you're going to hear a lot of target individuals say the same thing, where they make you have the emotions and experiences are degrading, reactions are degrading, to torment you, to push you into a state of insanity, to agitate you. That's why this documentary that came out 2 weeks ago, so it was mentioned that they do these things where they can not only, they're implanting thoughts, but they can make you have emotions and get you to have reactions however they want you to express those reactions. And they're very degrading. And you hear this is a common thing because this is how they break you. It's a psychological torture that we're guinea pigs to. They can really push you into insanity. And it's clear that they do this to make you lose your mind. And it's like a weapon system that's utilizing neurotechnology that can alter your mind, control your mind, and manipulate you. That even in your own home, you can be pushed into a state of insanity. Now, part of what they do for me, and I know at the time we deal with that, is then they have these gaslighters, these gang stalkers. These gaslighters are supposed to gaslight you to think that you're not being manipulated, right? With me, it's so bad that you're going to see, even in my video, the way they behave. So you think, oh, they're not manipulating my brain, they're just observing it. And it's so theatrical that they clearly are behaving this way. So you don't see them as the manipulators, but the observers. Because they want you to internalize the way they manipulate you to make you lose your mind. As if you're not being manipulated. It is so clear when you see those videos, when you see them just in front of you, just looking at their phone, making sure that by any means you see them as they look at their phone, because when they look at their phone, they're supposed to make you believe, oh, we're just examining you. But I want you to see me examining you. It's so theatrical. It's amazing. For example, this is how bad it is. And I'm like, do you not make it like, you don't even know how to, like just be settled. I'm going through a train. And I'm before that, and they are so obvious. I'm going to the train, and then you have to wait for the train on the train board, right? There's this, and for me, it's even more amazing. How it's like this. It's almost like stupidity. It's like you gotta be like, don't make it too obvious that you're gaslighting. It's too obvious. Like, for example, I'm going to a train. First of all, I'm getting out and I see this person immediately in front of me. She knows I'm about to go out, but she's in front of me in advance. She walks and I have my body cam. She takes the elevator down. I don't even want to go to the elevator with her. It was like, oh, trash. She was waiting for me to go out to go to the train so she can be in front of me. I was like, go. After she goes down to wait for the train, I'm like, I'll go into the elevator to go down, and guess who I see there? This trash here that's been, and they don't follow you. They wait for you to go out because they know that you're about to go out. So they go in advance ahead of you. Me, in the meantime, I have a body cam. So you see me taking the trash, getting ready to, and as I step out, I see this trash in front of me. That's what Target Video wear a body cam. Because the theatrics are so obvious, it's scary. But this, they do it so much. They do it too obviously that after a while, it's like, just go in the elevator. I don't want to be, like, I don't even be around you. I see her waiting here by the stairs, facing me. So she can be seen looking at her phone. And it's even worse when you go through. So she can be seen on the phone by me during the examination. And I passed by, I was like, you're very convincing. Because this trash, instead of, because you can go downstairs and then you're supposed to make a left or right and wait for the train. She stays by the stairs, facing where people come in. So you can see her examining this information, but making sure that you see me looking at that, to the point that I'm not even going to wait somewhere on this where you're supposed to be waiting for the train. I'm going to wait. Like that. This is if you watch the whole video, I'm like, to me, what's funny to me is like, you made it too obvious that it's theatrical. Of course, you want me to think that you're doing this examination, that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to stay on the stairs and make sure that you look at me looking at my phone. I'm like, gosh, at least go there and be like, oh, it's so bad. I'm like, oh God. To me, sometimes I'm like, you guys, they're so bad at it too. I can't even believe I'm giving pointers on people how to gaslight. This is not gaslighting. This is looking like an idiot. You wait there, it's like, watch me. If somebody does like, okay, guess what I'm doing? Waiting by the stairs. Oh my God. If you're a grown man or woman, what do you think is happening here? You immediately know, oh, they want me to believe this bullshit because they're like, oh my gosh. Oh, and to be this, oh my God. They don't even go somewhere and be like, oh, no. In front of you, oh my God. And being here right in the middle of the stairs. Because that's supposed to convince you that they're just examining you. It's surreal. And still want me to be like, you see, we're not manipulating you. well, we're just reading your thoughts without manipulating. Look, I'm in the stairs looking at it. Who's supposed to subscribe to this? You can't even be a good gaslighter. Make it a little more settle. Go like somewhere where you're supposed to be like kind of like not being seen, and look and be like, oh, you saw me. No, this clown. As obvious as it gets. Oh my gosh, I'm waiting for you to come so you can see me look at my phone, because it's a money. And with me, the worst part is because this program is a program that does very diabolical things to women and children, and it is just evil at a level you can't understand. Because it's not just evil because it does that to men, but the most vulnerable are suffering. For me, this gaslighter are supposed to make me believe it's a portal of fierce feminists that are making me pay for what I've done and this and that. And because they look like this, and there's the reason why they want to be seen like that. Look at me, I'm like that. And you can guess what race, what kind of person and gender, and what kind of like presentation she wants to have. Hold on, before I get to that, let me show you. And I'm gonna show why they want me to see that. Because they look like that, they're not attacking my mind. Look, they're just observing my brain in its natural state. Because look at somebody like that. They want you to see what they look like, so you can perceive them as the manipulators of the mind. When, of course, this program is not run by these clowns here. These are what you call perps. They contract millions like that. But her job here is to make me perceive who's doing that to me to be this like fierce, this radical. And in reality, there's just some loser the government contracts. And then they participate in recreating reality of what this is. Instead of a program that attacks the mind by tormenting people, by manipulating their brain in degrading ways. For example, I saw this baby here. this baby, this infant, this little stop doing this disgusting manipulation. You know, I'm supposed to think that they're not doing none of this manipulation because look at them. They're looking at their phone. This is how they try to gaslight you to internalize this manipulation. That they won't attack your mind just like this documentary and all documentaries say. Because look at them. And it's just clearly want you to see that, because apparently when you see somebody like that, you shouldn't imagine them being involved, or you shouldn't picture them, or you shouldn't perceive them as the people involved in the program where they attack the mind by forcing people to have these disgusting experiences that many target will call out. They're supposed to push you into insanity. And I'm supposed to look at this trash and be like, oh my gosh, you convinced me that you're just observing my brain and you're not the one, or you're not involved in the program that is attacking the mind by attacking my brain, by forcing me to have this reaction. And they try to gaslight you like that. And I was like, this clown. And do all kind of manipulation. Yesterday was so bad. I swear to God, I was like, I'm gonna get a seizure or a stroke or something. Like the top of my brain here was in such weird soreness and fatigue. It's like I felt pressure hitting this part, especially because when I start seeing that, they try to convince me that they're just evaluating and making me think of the people who put in this program. In 2023, in July 2023, I made a video about the memory manipulation of when I used to work at a company, the company that's actually responsible for putting me in this program. I used to work for this big industrial supplier. I don't want to say specifically which one. that sells supplies to businesses. They put me in this program. And when I was there, they're acting weirdly, and there was this woman that's walking back and forth, and they're like, no, what they're doing is like they're just evaluating how you look at this woman versus this child, and they were doing the exact, like, you know, the office supplies. But in reality, what they do most of the time in the beginning is like they start making it look like they're examining you, like, oh, you're this pedophile, and they have this defamatory first stage that's somewhat covert. You know, things are weird, but you don't understand. It's somewhat covert in the sense that it's not overtly aware. Like, you know something's going on, but you don't know exactly. It's the stage of just defamatory. And what they did in my memories is went back in that memories and started giving me stimulation. But they started giving me the stimulation in that video I made. The stimulation will make more intense in my memories. Now, yesterday, they started putting just a little bit. Like, yeah, but they saw just a little stimulation, and they started implanting a little bit less. Than what they did before when they were manipulating my memories. And wanting me to be accepted of this feeling, like none of that was experiencing change. And they try to like gauge the amount of alteration of memories when they put this stimulation in, to try to make it go through. That's 3 years ago they started doing that. Today even more validation that they manipulate the brain, because they can imprint memory sets in your brain and alter the memories, and be like, no, you're just evaluating how you can change my memories to make me internalize these experiences today that you manipulate me, and have clowns like that who's supposed to make me subscribe to this manipulation that attacks your mind in this way, and make it so obvious that they clearly are just being theatrical. So I'd be like, oh my gosh, look at the level of researching they're doing. I'm looking at her doing some research. It's that stupid. And then even worse, oh gosh. In my video, you'll see the next video, the video that just dropped. You can see this like baby little girls, and that's where they were trying to play my memories by implanting it a little bit less than what they implanted initially. They go into my memories and readjust the memories, intensify the memory manipulation, minimize the memory manipulation, by putting more stimulation, more sensation that weren't experienced. It's like they're evaluating something in regard of how to manipulate you. What is the memory alteration that makes more sense? In regard of why is it going to be subscriptive to? It's purely examining how they can torture and torment you. And the best way to do that is like you're a guinea pig to this weapon system, and understanding what is going to work better. Or we're going to do this like this. Oh, this, okay. And with time, your brain is so fried. Oh my gosh. That's why I'm so thankful that I made a bunch of videos of all these things, because they go back into that and then you readjust them. Increase, minimize, whatever ways. And your brain is so destroyed that at that point, your real memories are being cleaned up, erased. So I made videos 3 years ago. My brain was a little less manipulatable. It was manipulated, but it was easier to recall memories. Now, they're just destroying and frying your brain. Who knows what's going to happen soon. So they can implant the memories a little bit and really try to make you accept this by even minimizing the level of manipulation. Like, no, you felt that little somethings like that. The little somethings you implanting it today. 3 years ago, you put a little more something, and they have no shame. And this documentary calls out that yes, this technology is documentation that they can implant memory sets. They do this. It's proven. It's documented. They can erase memories and they can implant set of memories. They can imprint, as he said, imprint memory sets. And then clowns like that, they come in different variation, huh? Supposed to make you buy and accept these things. And so yesterday, because I'm like, I know you've been playing, they start damaging my brain so much. I was like, oh my gosh. And it's this part, I don't know if it's what's happening here. I can feel like the intensity. And it's like when they really want you to just like accept this, they really damage your brain. And like, yeah, we got you. It's like you just, to the point where I feel the pain. That's how much you want to change my memory. I feel my brain suffering from how you're imprinting this memory set. This noise campaign that you hear is all a part of the ecosystem that's supposed to gaslight me into accepting this. And the most disgusting yesterday, I said, it's not the most disgusting, it's actually sad. Because there's a lot of childlike individual participants that with me, they tell me they're going to frame me with these clowns. I was waiting for the train, and I see this goofy child, like teenage kid. Oh my God. Let's see if I pull it. You gotta see this. I see this. I'm sitting down. I see this kid, and they're trying to mess with me. And then she turns around, and she gives me this goofy smile. Oh God. I'm like, oh. You should see me on camera. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I have my body cameras like, look at her, look at her. When they see the camera, they start walking away. It's like, man. And I kind of feel sorry because there was an adult woman kind of guiding her to do these things. And she like smiled. I'm like, what? Look, you should see the video. I'm like, look, I have on camera. Everybody felt uncomfortable. It's like, dumbass, look at this kid. Man, this poor kid's probably a good student at school, and you know, now they're gonna make me have to insult her because they're really trying to play my brain to make me see this kid in this way. You know how they try to gaslight me? There's like 19-year-old, like a young adult lady in the like late teen, young adult, and they try to compare her. For example, this is not even what she actually looks like. This is like an AI. This person here apparently is a 19-year-old, and that's not how she fully look like. This is a little bit of AI magic happening here, and she looks like an adult. She looks like a young adult, a young lady, but maybe in like early 20s. But she's still like 19 years old, so a very young adult. Now, of course, I will never be with a 19-year-old like that at my age. But she's an adult. She looks like an adult, so you can see her like an adult. And they're like, yeah, nah. It's like, I will never be with it. But this clearly looks like a young adult. And so you want to compare her to this? Not even this is, you should see it's so sad. To this, and want to gaslight me to make me accept this. Then they have clowns like that are supposed to make it look like it's part of their research. Ugh. With no shame. I will never allow these clowns to live this fantasy. It's retarded to think that somebody's gonna buy this. Dude, this is so bad. But my mind is so altered and just rearranged. I was watching this guy comedy, and he was like in a family not a reunion, but a Thanksgiving, and then it was like a skit, and I'm watching the skits, and every time I watch the skits, they try to like recreate it in this, like, oh yes, you, it's stupidity. And his family was making fun of him, and then he got mad, started insulting everyone, and then he's like, hey, and then start talking to his cousins like, hey cousin, I know what happened or something. Yeah, we know your the uncle this raped you. They start trying to make me imagine internalizing this and like, no, but remember what you did as a child. I will never let you live your fantasy. Just try to create these storylines to the point of try to exaggerate what I did as a child at that age. Try to exaggerate things that This is the disgusting things. Yesterday, like, yeah, right. It's like you make me imagine these things. You just try to exaggerate what a child did that is far from what you just try to make me imagine at that age. Then come up with a story like that. It's like, yeah, we won. It's like, you bunch of trashy losers. And thank God I didn't live life like this, as winners like that. To my last breath, I will never let them live their fantasy. Because this trash, the reason why they want to paint themselves in this way and have this facade is because what they try to erase and what you try to cover up is what they're part of is torturing children. They harm babies, children, sexually sometimes. They do diabolical things to children that consist of sexual torture and harm. And I'm supposed to not think about it when I see these clowns there, try to exaggerate what I did as a child to the point of what you just heard. While manipulating in real time my brain to even babies like this. A baby, a full infant like that. Now I get nasty manipulation. A whole baby. Nasty. Where now I'm being forced to get stimulation sensation. They try to like gauge it too, huh? They just try to be like not too much. It's nasty. Tiger Major, understand that what's happening to you is not happening to you because whatever clowns, these clowns are professional gaslighters. This is now who's destroying your life. This is who's participating in it as perps, as nobodies. It's a governmental program that is very advanced to the point of altering your brain, and they love the capability of this technology as they contracted to do this to me. They love the fact that you can play my brain like that. You like a toy where your emotions, your experiences, your thoughts are all altered. And their job is, and love the way they can play with my brain like I'm a toy. And then try to gaslight you like, no, we're just observing, look at this. I want you to look at me observing these non-manipulations to that level. You see the game they play that's supposed to be working? A passport is like really convincing. Bunch of clown. You want me to see how you just observing these non-manipulations so much, and because you're standing there looking at your phone, how is it even possible to manipulate you? And they're like, yeah, no, we're just surveilling. Watch me surveilling you in the middle of the stairs. Wow. Clowns. You see how theatrical it is? That's how surveilling works. It's like, no, I'm just surveilling. We're not manipulating. I'm looking at my phone. Clowns. Let me just stay strong and see this trash for what they are. Where are the cameras? See what the fuck these clowns look like. And see how stupid this stupidity, how theatrical it is, how it's supposed to create these perceptions and gaslighting you. I was like, oh gosh, I'm like real convincing. Oh, such a researcher, such an observer. So much of an observer, she wants me to see her observing her. Oh. You see? And it's really, I'm like, she waited to make sure. Stupidity, make it more obvious. Let me just stay strong. And to these clowns, keep being clown like that. You're very good at it. And wear your body cam talking with you.